You're listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, changing rock history one podcast at a time. Happy Sunday to everybody out there in podcast land, in rock rage land. rockrageradio.com is where you want to go. And you can listen to us at the crack of dawn.
You said crack.
When you hear that big crack, that's when you know the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus is ready to crack with you.
Right on.
We're cracking dawn every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. on Rock Rage Radio. This is the place you want to be. Or Monday evenings on Rock Rage Live on Facebook. However, we have a second week in a row we've moved things. Juggled the schedule around a little bit, but 90% of the time that's when it is. If you follow Rock Rage Live on Facebook, which is something you should be following, then you will get all the notifications, and it's all good. Don't forget to check out our good friend Bill Damiano at musicfromthe412.com. That is great music content 24/7 with a slant towards the Pittsburgh scene. Okay, and there is a Pittsburgh scene. It's great. Like so many places have scenes. By the way, Bo wanted me to let everybody know that the Pennsylvania Rock Show is 21 years old today.
That's what it was. I was just looking that up. I wanted to get the
Pennsylvania Rock Show.
21 years old.
So the Pennsylvania Rock Show can literally go out and get a beer legally in a bar.
Congratulations. I'm buying him a beer tonight.
I'm buying him a beer, yes. So, So anyways, guys, so welcome back. It is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. And don't forget to visit with us in our private Facebook group at innercircle.lulombardi.com. And that's a cool place because, we're hanging out, fun stuff, no flaming, no trolling. It's just music all the time. People share their own music in there. We talk about bands, maybe little known things that are out that you didn't know about or haven't heard of before. Something I'm going to share in the group this week that we're going to talk about today is we're going to get to this a little bit later on. We're going to play a little bit of it in the second half. Is I think that there's a good argument to be made after I saw this video that Richie Blackmore, the guitarist from Deep Purple, may have invented shred.
Oh, interesting.
And I will show this video. We'll talk about this later.
All right.
So things like that. We share stuff like that in my guitar group there. Lou Lombardi's Inner Circle Guitar. So let's go and get into today's show. First of all, I just want to make sure everybody understands right off the top of the bat that we will not be discussing anything having to do with Charlie Kirk today.
Right.
Charlie Kirk's name is not going to come up. We're not going to talk about Charlie Kirk at all, right?
Correct.
Who's that? What was that guy's name again? We're not going to talk about
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk. No Charlie Kirk today. Just don't go shoot nobody.
No.
Yeah, please stop that.
That is
not that's not kosher, and
Negatory.
So I'm just going to reiterate that because I think some people think that this might be it's not a good time to be doing anything like that. Love everybody, come on. Where what's the song? Our song we grew up with. It was all over TV in the early '70s.
You can't be with the one you love.
No, the one about come on people. All on each other. Everybody get together. Try to love one. At least try.
Yeah. That's all we ask.
Yeah, that's all we ask. Try. So we have we're doing a podcast, right?
That's
Mr. Pittsburgh is here. Pittsburgh Kevin.
Hey, everybody.
So what's been going on with you, Mr. Pittsburgh? Kevin?
Just working. Finally get some time off. Thank goodness. And so listen, man. Listen, here, man. So I'm on the TikTok, and I just post my little videos.
Them TikTok people.
Jamming. It's kind of like a mini podcast. I'll say something interesting or not interesting. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I try to follow people who are kind of new, especially musicians, because we've talked about this. I love to see their progress. And I started following a guy, middle-aged, maybe a little bit younger than me. And he's playing guitar, and he's playing along with, tracks from the internet and stuff. and I try to be encouraging. Like, hey, that sounds really good. Well, this guy's on fire. This guy is doing every trick in the book to be TikTok famous, and he got himself up to 65,000 viewers. That's pretty good.
Him.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Here's the thing, Lou.
Oh no,
he's not very good.
Aw.
Yeah, he's not very good. God bless him, though.
It
He's
just
doing
goes
his
to
thing.
show you, though.
Anyone could be famous. But yeah, so it's okay. But I still support him. I'm like, yeah, good for him. But it kind of got to be a little bit annoying. Everything, he comes out, hey man, make sure you follow me. Tell your friends to follow. Just being almost overly aggressive, and then playing bad lead over canned music. So back in June. Oh, that's the thing too. Sometimes he plays out, and I would send him a little message going, "You need to video your little gigs." He does open mic nights and stuff like that, and play them.
Video your little gig.
He never does. He never does. He's always promoting himself. And so back at the end of June, he goes, "Hey guys, I have a birthday bash planned." He's out in the West Coast. He's like, I got a birthday bash planned. There's a couple of tickets. You can get them online. He lists where you can get them and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, good for him. And the day of his birthday, he's there. Tonight, guys, there's still tickets available. Come on down, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That TikTok was released 2 months ago. Have not heard or seen of him.
Oh, no.
And I just wonder if maybe his birthday bash didn't go so well.
Maybe he got bashed.
Ooh, that'd be
a literal bash.
That'd be very painful.
He did the bash.
He did the birthday bash. But yeah, I even shot him a little text. I'm like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? Have not heard back. So I don't know. Maybe he gave up. I don't know.
Or maybe he just has the flu.
For 2 months, Lou?
It's 2 months, not 2 weeks.
2 months. Lou, you don't think he's, on YouTube now? But yeah, but I'll keep you guys posted on there, and we'll see what's happening. Hey, what's happening in your world, sir?
Well.
Boy,
I need to ask you a question, because you were in the medical field.
Yes, I was.
Okay, and this is something we did not talk about with all that we talked.
I know. I thought I got home and I'm like, oh, there was that last thing.
that there was. We talked about all kind of crazy scandals on last week's show, which, by the way, the first part of the show, where we don't just play music and stuff, is available everywhere on all the Spotify, Amazon Music, and everything like that. So, and I was as I was editing, I was going to take that beginning out because I thought maybe it's a little too intense. And I listened. I was like, nah, I'm glad I said what I said.
Yeah, I listened to it today. I'm like, it's okay.
It's good. No, it's good.
Okay.
No, we need to. We did not address. Sometimes you have to address things. It's just like too in your face.
Right.
But anyways, so the other thing that happened, and I wanted to ask you about this because you used to be in the medical field,
right?
So apparently, see, I think everything's funny, most stuff,
no.
except when you shoot people. Don't do that.
Oh yeah, that's not funny.
That's not cool. Don't kill nobody. Don't beat nobody up. But these nurses. Did you hear about this story?
No, that's why I'm
what
waiting.
They did. Here's what they did. Here's what they did. Somebody was in the ER. I think it was the ER. And when they got up off the thing, there was a little stain.
Oh, it happened.
And of course it happens. I mean, you're in there for like literally, God knows what. You could literally be dying. Anything could be going on. Stuff could be leaking from all kind of orifices. It's not. You know what I mean? So they took what they did was they gathered around it and all kind of made goofy faces and took a picture of it.
Okay.
And they all got fired.
Wow.
And so I'm not in that profession.
That's.
And I'm a guy.
Yeah, you are.
So like it's not like they shamed a specific person.
True.
It's not like they said, "Oh, this is Mrs. Smith who lives in whatever."
Her stain. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she, ha ha, what a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
They didn't.
The cat, everybody.
They didn't do anything like that.
Yes.
But they did take this picture, kind of mocking this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
This person's residue.
Residue. That's a good. I like that.
I don't know the exact.
They're
ablutions.
Secretions. Yes. Sure.
So,
I do remember that. Yeah, it was like, and there was more than one picture.
Okay, so
multiple pictures of stains that. And hold on, it gets better. It was an OB-GYN kind of clinic.
So you know about it then?
Yeah, as soon as you started talking about it, I'm like, oh, I did see.
So you used to be in the medical field.
Yes.
Can you give us some insight?
That's no bueno for you non-Spanish speaking people. That's no good. No, dudes, come on. There's supposed to be a level of professionalism in the medical field, and that crossed the line. You don't take... Because some of them were... I don't know if you saw all the pictures.
I just saw one picture. I thought it was one picture.
There was a few pictures, and some of them were clearly as if the person had just sat naked. Person, again, OB-GYN woman, sat naked on that and got up, so you could pretty much see the outline of everything. Yeah. So you only saw one picture. I think there's like 3 or 4 pictures that were online, and that is just, dude, that's just not cool. Just not cool, man. No.
So it was okay. So it was
I think that is completely
I could understand
wrong,
that, yeah,
and they were fired. Yes.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, they should be.
They should be. They can't work in that place
Come
anymore.
on. Come on.
I get it. I shouldn't be laughing because but again, they did.
Actually, you should be, because no patient's information, like unless you knew that person, you're like, that looks like Betty's.
Yeah, Betty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That looks like Betty's. You know what?
I could tell that cooter anywhere. Leave it to Loudini. Loudini, knock it off. You're out of control.
That's our new T-shirt. I know that cooter anywhere.
God, that cooter.
Yikes.
That's crazy cooter coming at you.
That is crazy cooter. Yes. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I just gotta get your sort of feel for it. You got to understand though that these people are looking and dealing with all of our nastiness all day long.
Some of our
and I get a sort of desire to blow off steam over it sometimes.
Right.
I might get like, you know what I mean, but don't put it on the fucking internet.
Right?
Yeah.
Well.
That's Okay, so I wanted to get your because you used to be in the medical field.
Yes.
I sort of wanted to
I'll tell you a quick story. And so we had a tech that was leaving us, and she was absolutely darling. We all loved her. She was going on to bigger and better things. So as you do, you throw her a little party, and we threw it for her. And got her little cake and stuff and we threw it in the department. And so we took pictures, and she posted them on Facebook.
Okay.
And I immediately contacted her, and I'm like, Sam, her name was Sam, you have to take that one picture down because there's a patient in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, totally, okay, yeah.
No.
And granted, he was blurry and he wasn't identified, but nonetheless.
Just the idea.
Yeah, but that's, Wow.
Yeah, you have to have confidentiality when it comes to that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I guess just the idea of
those nurses.
And I think, too, probably women just specifically don't want that. Men might be like, oh, dude, look at that shit I left on there. You know what I mean? We might be a little different about it. How come you didn't use my name?
That's mine. See that schlong sweat spot? That's mine.
Men are a little different.
Yeah, we are. You know what? I think those nurses were naughty, weren't they? They were naughty nurses. They deserve a good correcting.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Your TikTok friend disappeared. What else happened?
Oh, let's see. Because there was something that I didn't talk about last week. I got most of it. Or just a couple days ago, actually. We talked about that.
That's right. We recorded on Wednesday and Sunday.
Right.
So it's like not too much, but I did have a few things.
Shoot. I wonder if this is still up on my computer shit. So there was a couple of Lou. Hey, Lou. Growing up, were you ever told to not take not cut the strings all off at once, or take the strings all off at once because you'll ruin the neck of the guitar? Were you told that?
Never told that.
Really?
Never.
Dude, that was like my Bible for the longest time. I think what it was, there was a story that Slash had a guitar, didn't like, they were in the studio, didn't like the strings, cut them all off at once, and it just messed up the neck. So from that point on, I'm like, whoa. Well, here's the thing. Where is it? Oh, my God. So I was like looking up other myths, other wives' tale.
Are these gonna be guitar related or?
Yeah, sure. All right. So the myth is removing all the strings at once will damage the neck, which in my head made sense because you have the tension on it and you'll all of a sudden release it. This is a widespread misconception, possibly stemming from fears of sudden loss of tension, warping the neck. I said warping. In fact, removing all the strings at once is a normal part of guitar setup. Did not know that. I always change mine one at a time. And can be beneficial for cleaning the fretboard. Again, did not know that. That's why my fretboards all look like shit. So, the neck is built.
Well, I don't mean to bust on you, but seriously, how do you think like people like filed frets down and stuff like that?
They're magical. Luthiers, guitar techs.
I'm just kind of wondering.
Hey, Lou.
But I'm going to tell you, finish your thing.
Okay.
Because I have a story about taking all the things off.
Okay.
I'll explain to you.
Yeah, my thing
where
is.
There may be justification for that idea.
Oh.
But finish what you're saying.
All right.
I'll explain to you.
Well, my thing with the guitar techs, every time I see that, in the back of my stupid little pea brain, I hear, you idiots. Trying to ruin the neck. All right, back to you. Tell me your story.
Well, real quick, when it comes to that, I saw seen luthiers do this and guys in guitar stores do it. I saw my old guitar teacher Tony Janflon do it many times. Literally, I went over there and I was having trouble with my guitar. He's like, "Oh, let me change the strings and set it up for you." So he literally took snips, cut all the strings like right there. And I was like, "Okay, I didn't know you could do that." So, it doesn't hurt anything. And so I was like, cool. And I think it was a Stratocaster. And he did that and cleaned the neck and everything real nice for me. And I had to go play a gig that night, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Lovely.
However, later on, I got an Ibanez Sabre.
Okay.
Which is a guitar that has a Floyd Rose style tremolo system.
Yes. Okay.
And I had a gig that night, and I was like, these strings are so dead. And I'm like, at the time I was teaching like crazy, so it was like literally the only time I had to change was like Sunday afternoon.
Oh, no.
So, and I had to play a gig Sunday night. So I'm like, so I changed, so I get the guitar part. I'll never forget this. I'm in my parents' family room over on Brem Road, and I take all the strings off because I'm going to do what he showed me. I remember him showing it to me. And all the little pieces from the Floyd Rose just fell apart.
Yeah.
The strings hold that tremolo together.
Yes.
So when you I was unaware of that. So when he did it, it was just a Stratocaster.
Yeah,
you didn't have little
just
piece parts and everything. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so it was a complete disaster. I had things fall into the carpet and under the couch, and little pieces of metal, and it was a complete disaster. Totally whacked the guitar out, trying to get it back in tune. It's bad enough with like a guitar, like with a Strat type tremolo. Right. But with a Floyd Rose, you tune the whole thing up and it's out of tune.
It's all out of
tune. You tune the whole thing up and it's out of tune. You have to keep going and going and going and go. And I'm losing my mind. It took like a couple of hours, and I had to leave to go play a gig. And I'm like, oh my god! But finally, I did get it.
Oh my god!
But it was so that beware of doing that. If you have a Floyd Rose or Floyd Rose style tremolo system, because there's a lot more. Look up a video before you do that. Look up a video on YouTube on exactly how to do it. There was no such thing as that in 1989.
Right. There is now, though, folks.
There is now. You can easily go find that. Some people take you through exact process and probably knows all kind of ins and outs and tips and tricks to make the process a lot smoother. But what I did after that was anytime I had to change strings like guitar, I changed one string at a time.
Thank you.
That was fine.
But that in a case like that, yes, because I've owned Floyd Rose guitars and I know the pain. Oh my god!
So you have another one?
Yeah, I got another one. This one I kind of knew. The neck should be perfectly straight. That's the myth. Actually, most players find that a straight amount of neck relief, which is a forward bow, is desirable to prevent fret buzz. And I'm dealing with this with my one Epiphone Black Beauty. And I'm
Black Beauty, ambulance.
Ambulance. Anyway, so I'm actually like, really? Do I need to adjust the truss rod, or do I just need?
It's just a matter of truss, but yes.
Loudini, you make me giggle like a little schoolgirl. Anyway, so I'm thinking about just raising the bridge on it and being done with it. I'm like, screw that. I'm just going to raise the bridge up teeny, teeny, tiny little.
Dude, put a little relief in the neck. If you don't know how to do it, come over and I'll do it for you. It takes 2 seconds.
Dude,
bring it over and I'll take. I'm really good at that.
Dude.
Here's what happened. Let me tell you my story about truss rods.
Okay.
So I had a student brought a guitar to me, and I was always, tweaking people's bridges and helping them out and stuff like that. And I was teaching at a music store here in Washington, over in Washington, PA. And I brought this guitar down to the bench. I'm like, I'm going to take care of this for this kid real quick. I was in between.
Yeah.
And they were like, go ahead, use the tool. It's no good. And so I'm like, and so some of the guys came back and said, hey, how's it going? I'm like, his name was Kevin. I said, Kevin, I can't really get this the way I want. He said, this is a nice guitar, should play really well. He said, you adjust the truss rod. I was like,
what?
I'm like, I was like, you can do that? Like, I thought like you had to like,
no. Had to take it to somebody
and he
special,
took and found the wrench. He said, come here. So he says, you have to, he says, if the action is too high, towards the, as you get closer to the nut, you need to take relief out of the neck. And if it's too high towards the bridge, you lower the bridge down. That's what you do.
Okay.
If you start getting buzz up around the lower frets, then you put a little, as Mr. Pittsburgh is saying, relief in, which means you give it allow it to have a little wee bit of a forward bow. Just it has to be really small, really, 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 really small.
Exactly.
Just a little wee bit.
Yeah.
So. Don't be afraid to do that. Like, don't get on there and like give it like 20 turns. You will break
I did the first time I decided
you know what I mean? Like you do it like a quarter of a turn, try it. Give it a quarter of a turn, try it. Actually, if you're doing it with the neck on the guitar, it's kind of difficult to do some kind of crazy. You'll only be able to go so far, and then try it. Tune it up, try it. It's a little bit of a process.
Yeah.
So, and this kid's guitar
experience.
ended up playing beautiful, and then from then on, I was able to make all my guitars play really, really nice, unless you have an issue with like an uneven fret somewhere. You got a high fret somewhere. Then that's going to wreak havoc with that.
Right.
But you will be able to get 99% of the time get it to play way, 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 way better. Super easy to do. Go ahead.
I'm just too lazy to unscrew 3 truss rod cover screws.
I'm telling you, it's going to be tough. Once you learn to do that, you're going to be like, why in the fuck haven't I been doing this? Because
I have done this. I used to own a lot of classics back in the day because they were quite affordable. The thing about the classics, for some reason, change of season, those necks would go out all
you have
to
to tweak them.
So I know how to do it. I'm just too... Sorry.
Jesus Christ, dude.
All right, one more myth for you, and this one, Lou,
Mythbuster.
Lou and I can appreciate having owned guitars with broken headstocks. Hanging a guitar on a stand in which it hangs from the neck is going to ruin your neck. That is incorrect, sir. That is incorrect.
Because that's how they do it in the music stores.
Yeah, exactly.
You go right down a guitar gallery
basically
right
those,
now, and they've got 500 guitars all hanging from the neck.
By the neck. Yeah, exactly.
Hung from the neck until dead.
Dude, I was just talking about this the other day with somebody. It was you. We were talking about your gold top. I'm a little slow, folks. I'm slow Pittsburgh Kevin today.
Slow.
Exactly.
Slow.
This window tastes great. Anyway.
Hey, Flo.
This is why you tune in. The only trouble I've had with like those standalone stands is on those 58 reissues that I had. The rubber, the cheap rubber that was on the stand interacted. I forget what they used on the 58s. Nitrous, whatever. And it interacted and actually left marks in the finish of my 58 reissue Les Pauls. So yeah, now I've got that multi-guitar stand, and I don't own 58 reissue guitars anymore. So go ahead, ruin my finish. Yeah, hang them on a guitar stand that holds it better than the neck. That's fine.
That's fine.
Yes.
I have that one back there.
Yes.
And then the back of the guitar rests on.
Right.
Yeah, I inherited a couple of those Lunar Lander style guitar stands from my.
Nice.
From my dad.
Top shelf.
Yeah, those are garbage.
I know.
But they work in a pinch. You need a guitar stand, you know what I mean? It's whatever, But, okay, cool. Guitar myths.
Back to you, Mr. Loudini.
So, do you know the song? And I should have figured this out for Riff of the Week, but we're doing this on a different day, and I'm usually so I don't have this riff worked out yet. But do you know the riff or the song, Baby Please Don't Go? And it has
Then please don't go.
What has a guitar?
Yes.
You know that thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That thing, you know? So, this song was recorded by the band Them.
Oh, I know them.
They had, yeah.
I see what I did there.
Them has a very, 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 very famous lead singer, Van Morrison.
Oh, that
was
guy.
the lead singer. And so they recorded this song, and they went to the studio. And when they got into the studio, began working on it, session musicians started showing up.
Okay.
And the musicians in the band, Them, became very resentful because they're like, why is he here?
Right.
Because I can play this, you know. But the record label insisted that they have studio musicians. So they literally, the guys sat next, like the drummers sat next to each other doing this, glaring at each other. You mother, I can, you know what I mean? And the guitarist, the guy that they brought in, the studio musician that they played, that they brought, the record label insisted on bringing into play the famous guitar line for that song that the guitarist in Them actually wrote.
Okay.
Was none other than Jimmy Page.
No way.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wow.
There is all kind of myth and stuff around this song, right? Are we listening to Jimmy Page play that? Or is that because they both played it?
Right.
But the guitarist from Them, and I apologize, I do not know his name. This is from the channel Freewheeling on YouTube. You should watch. It's a really great in-depth thing. I'm giving you a kind of highlight here. He insists that that's him playing. The Jimmy Page played, but he's not. They didn't use that. So, but that is how it was done. But this is one of those bands that was not going to just lay down and let studio guys play on their record. They were like, we are a band,
no.
and we wrote this song,
right?
And we know how to fucking play it.
That's crazy.
So, just thought I thought you'd find that interesting.
That is interesting.
Kind of interesting there. What else you got?
I got one more thing here. Now, for those of you who are smart and watching us,
I'm not smart, but I play one on a podcast.
If you're watching us on Rock Rage Live, I'm wearing a Penguins t-shirt. So listen to this. I'm not a Lou. You may not know this about me, or hey Lou, you know me.
By Penguins t-shirt, we mean the
Pittsburgh.
sports team.
I just love penguins. They're so cute.
Yeah,
They're
he's
black
not
and-
dressed
Yeah,
like
Pittsburgh
the Batman
Penguins. A hockey team here in the city of Pittsburgh. Anyway, so I'm not a huge hockey fan.
Hawk to a team. Yeah, you know, she missed an opportunity. She should have had Hawk to a team.
Exactly.
Continue.
Right?
I'm sorry.
But anyway, so Lou and I, not huge sports fans. Matter of fact, we're competing against the Steelers right now because they're on TV. And we've had a couple people drop in.
Okay, so I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
were the Steelers on today?
Yeah, so we have had a couple of people bop in. Haven't made any comments, but I've seen them. I see you. But there's one team I really like, and that's the Penguins, because that's a man sport, folks. You go out there and you play the game. But you can also beat the crap out of the opponents. So, big Pittsburgh Penguins fan. All right. So we had a goalie a couple years back, Marc-Andre Fleury, big town favorite. We loved him. He ended up getting traded, whatever. And he retired last year. At the end of the season, he retired. And everybody, including me, was saying, wouldn't it be cool if the Penguins brought him back for one game? That way he could retire as a Pittsburgh Penguin. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was far-fetched. Well, don't you know that's exactly what happened. The Penguins, the Steelers. The Penguins have signed Fleury.
I mean, incidentally, it is only 3:30 in the afternoon. We are not drinking.
We're not drinking at all. You're not watching, are you? Uh-oh. Anyway, so they're bringing him back. He's going to play one exhibition game for us, and so that way he can officially retire as a Penguin. Hey, Lou, let me ask you something.
Ask me.
As I wear my Pittsburgh Penguins t-shirt.
Okay.
What has two thumbs and is going to that game? This
Mr.
guy.
Pittsburgh.
It's this guy. Yeah, dude, I'm like so
Well, good for you.
freaking happy. Yeah, not not really into sports, but there's just something about the.
I know you like hockey.
I do like the hockey.
And I think that it is my sort of analysis of your thing with hockey. I think part of it is it's a nice bonding experience with you and your daughter.
Exactly.
You guys, some of you guys enjoy together.
Shit. Do you think I should have taken her? No, shit. We were going together.
She's the one that got you the ticket.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Megan.
I'm privy to inside information.
Yes, you are. It's like we talk. It's like we live right next door. By the way, dude, I love you so much. And
I love you, man.
And my next door neighbor, who is a retired school teacher, lovely lady, she loves you too. Because we talk about you. Because we'll be out on the deck.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
We do. And I can hear you playing. And by the way, I heard you working on Magic Man today. And I can...
Get in there.
And I do the old... Damn kids today, turn that music down. She busts out laughing. She goes, "No, I love it." She's like, I like hearing music coming out of the house, and I'm like, nice.
Well, what the guy that owned it before me was a musician.
Exactly,
music was always radiating from this place. From what I understand.
Exactly, this is a music house.
It's a music house. So speaking of music, and we're talking about guitars.
Yeah.
So this is something I wanted to bring up. What was your worst guitar buying experience? You bought so many guitars. Do you have something that sticks out in your mind and go, "Oh, dude, that's
I have a worst selling, but worst buying."
Well, so this was a listen. I saved this. Poop in my pants.
I'm here for the sound effects.
I saved this post from, and I keep forgetting I do these. So some of these are really good, and I need to remember I'm doing these. So this was from Awesome Cheap Guitars.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Facebook.
Okay.
And a bunch of these people posted that different experiences that they had.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you one real quick.
Asking the assistant at the S1. I don't know what that means. Asking the assistant what the asking the assistant, so at the guitar store, asking what the S1 switching was on a Strat and waiting for about 15 minutes for him to figure it out, because that was a long time ago.
That's why I should work in it. I know a lot of shit.
So what was yours?
So
Some of these are really funny, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's more a mental thing. So I ordered I remember exactly what it was. It was a Gibson Les Paul Studio in the Gem series. It was Ruby. And
it was a Les Paul Studio.
It was a Les Paul.
And it was
Studio.
What series?
It was called the Gem series. They were all P90 pickups, so I've owned those before. And there was Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby. It was all the colors of the gems.
Because when you said gem, I thought,
Ibanez.
I'm like, wait a minute, did I mix?
Dude, we were
I
such fucking guitar nerds.
I got you.
We knew exactly.
So they were called the Gem series because of the Ruby and the Emerald and blah blah blah. Gotcha.
And it was super cheap, so I bought it off of eBay.
Super.
Yes. But I didn't want it delivered to my house for two reasons. Number one, I worked during the day at that time, and I didn't want it sitting out on the porch because I was right on the road. And number two, I was married. Anyway, so...
I think in number one, I was married, but continue.
No, number two, I was married. Anyway, so I talked to
Number one, I order you to take a number two.
So I asked my next door neighbor if I could have it delivered to him because he was home during the day. He goes, yeah, not a problem. So,
and this is Eric?
This is Eric.
The guy that ended up working at the guitar store, and
exactly,
he was like your partner in crime.
Yes, indeed.
Guitar crime.
Yes, indeed.
Guitar crimes.
He's like, yeah, not a problem.
That would be a great name of an album by like a shredder guitar player. Like Michelangelo Badio or one of those guys should make an album called Guitar Crimes. That'd be great.
I like it. I'll make a phone call.
I had to note that because it was a good idea.
That's very good.
Continue. So Eric, go ahead.
Eric's like, yeah, no problem. So the guitar arrives. I'm at work, and he texts me. He goes, guitar's here. I text back, great. He's like, it's all fucked up. What?
So you have to spend the rest of your work day worrying about
that. Yeah. He's describing it's unplayable, blah, 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 blah. The whole day, I'm just heartbroken. We got to send this back. I can't believe this. Get home, go over to his place, get the guitar, bring it back to my place, take it out of the case. There's a little bit of a bow in it. A little bit of a bow.
Well, of course, you never touched the truss rod, so you had to send it right back because you couldn't work on it.
That's one of the reasons I know how to work a truss. Because it was such a great guitar. And I'm like...
So no, he was just playing with you.
No, he thought it sucked. He thought it sucked. It was a wonderful guitar.
Well, he was a piece of shit.
One of the ones that got away.
You should have got rid of
Anyway.
him. You should have fired him right away.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Are there any other?
Well, wait a
bad
minute.
stories?
You made me think of something.
Oh, here we go now.
You made me think of something, but I can't remember it. So,
I love Metallica.
I thought he was punking you. Because I heard a great story.
He was serious.
So you can watch old interviews from the Tonight Show on YouTube.
Right.
So I ran across one last night with Jonathan Winters.
Oh, I love John.
And he did that thing where he liked to call people up and use different voices.
Yes.
So he called this funeral director who was a friend of his, from 30 years ago. He says, I knew he wouldn't remember my voice.
Right.
So I called this guy up and he's like, yeah, he says, this is Cletus, it's Cletus McDuff from, Lexington, Kentucky, out there in the hills, and I need you to come take care of my brother-in-law. He's been dead a week past now, and so the funeral director guy is losing his mind. He's like, wait a minute, what have you been doing? Well, we've just been putting him out on the porch. We had a cold snap for a while. It was no problem. He's my nephew. He's got a sense of humor. Put a baseball in his hand, and
there you go.
And his banana started getting warm. He says, notice one side of his face is kind of sagging now. And so this guy's losing his mind on the other side. And then finally, when Jonathan Winters finally reveals, this is John Winters from, we knew each other, we went to high school together, whatever. The guy nearly hung up on him. He was really pissed
He's
off.
so mad. Oh, that's great.
But anyway, so
all right.
I drove 400 miles round trip to buy a dot. A 335
dot?
Yeah.
What was it, a Gibson? Okay.
It was sold before I got there. Pissed off would be a nice way to put it.
Mm-hmm. That would suck.
Went to Guitar Factory in Parramatta in Sydney, Australia. I didn't know what locking tuners were. The arrogant owner asked, "Do you even play guitar?"
Lovely.
I'm left-handed, so what do you think?
Exactly.
I was at Guitar Center and bought a Jackson guitar, beautiful natural wood finish, and had the shark inlays brought in. Had the shark inlays.
Okay.
Brought it. There's people don't do punctuation online. Brought it over to my tech who works there, and he took a look at the neck and said, I would grab the salesman and return it right now because the neck was all twisted and I wouldn't be able to fix this. So he gave it back and I got a refund immediately. Thank goodness my tech, who's amazing and honest, was there.
Wow.
Sweetwater, the 55. See, people, they have a good reputation, but they
do
make mistakes. The 55-point inspection apparently includes razor sharp fret ends and actually higher than giraffe balls. Assholes can keep their shitty parade candy.
Oh man, I've had good experience with those guys.
Going to Guitar Center, hopefully, to buy a new Tony Iommi SG. Sticker price, $1,993. It was ridiculously overpriced, and it didn't look nor feel right. Looked like it was cheaply made and not even from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Passed on it buying it.
Yep. Good job.
Bought an Ibanez AEWC 400 IBB, whatever that is.
Okay.
Based on its looks and features, sight unseen through Z-Sounds.
Oh, boy.
Ended up trading it down at a local music store for a Yamaha APX600 for $300 loss. But I gained at least that much in acoustic sound quality.
The guy's sitting here going, ooh. I can't tell you how many guitars I've traded down over the years.
Well, that's another thing. That sucks. Shitty when that happened. Okay, check this out.
Yes, sir.
I went to a Guitar Center once to buy an EVH Wolfgang.
Okay, that's cool.
I asked the sales rep to pull it down for me. When he handed it to me, it had fried chicken grease and chicken breading crumbs all over it. Looks like somebody was eating fried chicken and played the guitar while they were eating KFC. I lost my mind and left.
I had a similar, kind of similar experience. Not chicken grease, though. I really liked, Epiphone came out with a Florentine Les Paul. And
Florentine.
That is a semi-hollow body.
Like from
Les
Florence,
Paul.
Italy.
Exactly.
So they made it in Italy.
No, they did not.
Okay.
It's Korea. And Rob...
Wait a minute. They were doing so well in Italy. They opened a Florence in In where, Korea?
That's just the name of the guitar.
Oh, okay.
Don't confuse
I'm
me.
getting all excited.
Oh, I got excited.
I'm Italian,
too.
so when you talk about
Oh
Italy,
my
I'm getting
Lord
a little tired.
Jesus! I'm Irish. Give me a drink. Anyway, the reason I bought wanted the guitar is Rob Chapman and the Captain featured it on the Andertons, and I'm like, ooh, they really liked it. So I went to Guitar Gallery, not Guitar Gallery. God, no. I went to
Center.
Guitar Center. I would never do that to Guitar Gallery. Went to Guitar Center and they had one. It was a nice top. It was like a flame top. It's a nice top. Pulled it down. The strings were so they were almost like rusted. And I'm like,
that's
I
great.
do not like this guitar at all. And put it back on the rack, left. And I went home and but they really liked it. Watched the video again and ordered it from Sweetwater. And thank God I did, because the top that was on that one was absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
It was set up. It was beautiful. And I loved it. And I had that guitar for the longest time. But yeah, Guitar Center. Chicken grease.
In 1984, I went to buy a Squier Strat. They were too busy being cool with some local guitar god to give me the time of day. I left and wound up in a vintage shop where I acquired a 61 Hofner and a nice Dean Markley amp. It started out bad, but turned into a remarkable day.
Yeah, perfect.
So, speaking of this, I have this in my notes here. This is kind of a nice squeegee into this. G.E. Smith has a premier guitar, like rig rundown thing right now.
Yes.
And so that Telecaster that he's been playing, he's played on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
He played with Bob Dylan. He played with Cher. He's played with freaking everybody. See him all the time with the black. I think it's a Blackguard.
Mm-hmm.
That's an original. That's an original 52.
Is it really?
It says Esquire on the headstock.
No way.
And so what happened was he was a kid, and he had been playing acoustic guitar with his friends, but he got an offer to play like with a professional band. He was really, really young. So he told his mom, he's like, but I need an electric guitar and I can't afford one. So they went to a music store and they had two guitars. They had a 345 for $200, and they had this Telly for $100. So it was going to be the Telly. That's what because mother's buying for him.
Oh my God.
It's 52. He says, and for years it drove him crazy because it says Esquire in the headstock, but it has two pickups.
Yeah.
And he said then he found out that when they put out the Esquire, he says he found an old Fender catalog from a few years later that said, send us your Esquire and $15, and we will put we'll put a second pickup in. It'll be a Fender pickup.
It's not
and
original then.
Yeah, it's a Fender
That
pickup.
is
It's all done
crazy.
by the Fender factory and everything. And he says he's refretted it I think 3 times now.
Yeah,
It's his main guitar. He plays.
It's always
it
you always see it
constantly.
in his hands.
And he has some other tellies. He talked about the Telecaster that Fender made said, hey, let's do a signature, So he said that he wasn't exactly crazy about the signature they created. And he said what he thinks happened was, he says right before they asked him to do a signature, they had done Eric Johnson's guitar.
Okay.
And he says the rumor he heard was that Eric was such a pain in the ass that by the time they got the GE, they're like, this is what you get. But he loved the guitar.
We're tired.
You could see on camera, though, that the guitar, it's red and black. It's really cool. But you could see on camera, the neck on this guitar is freaking huge.
Yeah.
It looks like a baseball bat sewn in half. It's freaking... Some of those tellies do have big necks on them. But he says he loves it. And it's like really cool. He does play. He was at a gig, so he was obviously using it. It was... really interesting. Have you ever had this happen to you? And I can't find the exact post here about from the guy, but I did read this in this thread. This is a great thread. Wait a minute. This wasn't what I was saying, but this is hilarious. In 1983, I tried to play Steve Stevens' guitar break in the song "Eyes Without a Face" at a guitar shop. He said a shop worker came up and turned the amp off. That's freaking hilarious.
Lord. That's great.
Oh my God. So somebody, and I think we've had, maybe this is happening. I know I've had a version of this happen to me. But one of the guys in this thread, and I can't find the exact one right now, said that he went to the store and wanted to try out a guitar.
Yeah.
And he said, the guy looked at him and like looked him up and down and said, "Hey, do you even have money to buy this guitar?"
Oh, nice.
And he says he just turned right around and walked out.
Yep.
And that's shitty. Like, don't do that to people.
Yes.
You don't know who you're talking to. Maybe that kid doesn't buy that guitar today.
Right.
You know, if Vic and Timmy would have treated me that way at Guitar Gallery, I never would have went back, and I never would have spent the hundreds of thousands of dollars I spent
Exactly.
between
Yes.
amps and guitars and
Yes.
pedals and cables, and every time I needed a fucking thing, I went down there. You know what I mean? Because they treated a kid who didn't really know how to play very well, treated me with respect, because you don't know who you're talking to, and it turned out that like I became very enthusiastic about music, and I spent a lot of money with those guys. So let that be a lesson to you guys. Don't treat people like that. That's not cool.
Yeah, speaking on that, I'm going to talk about Lawrence Music. Remember Lawrence Music over in
Lawrence.
Okay,
Lawrence, like Lawrence of Arabia?
Anyway, it basically was on the way home from school.
You look like the best part of you ran down.
Lord.
Came out of your mama's ass, ran down, whatever.
Yeah, you know.
End up
the
as
deal.
a brown stain on the bed sheet.
If you're a believer like us, you know where that is. Anyway, but speaking, Larry, remember Larry from high school? We used to get off the trolley. Yeah, we're old, and actually just hang out in Lawrence for hours. And they were so nice to us. They knew us by name, right?
Okay.
But and then like that paid off because I actually went back and bought some really nice guitars off of Lawrence Music. I had Aaron, who has worked on your guitar.
Okay.
Aaron worked there at the time.
Oh, he worked there. I didn't know that.
He built Framptonstein. For those that don't know, I have an Epiphone Black Beauty that I've converted into a Frampton look-alike, and I call it Framptonstein. Aaron did that, So yeah, be kind. Be kind to your customers because you never know. You never know. Although the first time I walked in the Guitar Gallery, I bought a guitar. So, but nonetheless.
Well, imagine having this experience.
Yes.
Ordered a very specific BC Rich that had a reverse hockey stick headstock.
Okay.
The sales rep not only ordered the wrong guitar, but said he would not return it to swap for the correct one. And the manager also laughed and said, "Sucks to be you."
Oh.
What kind of business are you running?
10 hours later, that shop was burned to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, that's fighting
furious.
words. Shit.
Yay.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a bad experience. Like I said, I have been told, like I've been like kind of shined off because I was too young, and
yeah.
I'll tell you that exact thing happened to me. I wanted to play Guild Bluesbird at Specialty Guitar.
Oh yeah,
and that guy was very arrogant with me, and he would not let me play it. He was like, "He says, are you going to buy it?"
Dude,
I was like, I was really young. I didn't know like what to say. You know what I mean? I didn't really have money to buy it, but I mean, you can't be cool with like a young guy. Like, I
actually had good experiences with Specialty. I bought that E2 there. Remember my E2 that I destroyed?
I had a friend who called it Speciality Guitar. Speciality.
I thought we weren't going to bring that up.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I bought I bought a gold top Les Paul there, and I didn't realize maybe they were a little shady. Granted, it's back in the day, back in like the mid to late 80s. I got a Gibson 77 gold top there, $325 Gibson. Okay, that's basically because I got a 79 like the year before for like $300 and some. But I got it home. They never disclosed it had a broken headstock. And it was like, I was like jammed with some friends, and they're like, "Oh, it's got a broken headstock." And I'm like, "What?" And I looked, I'm like, "Shit."
Yeah, that's why I got it for $300 and some. Even though then they really weren't even going.
They
were
going for about $300-$400.
Yeah.
They were like not even Epiphone anymore. Epiphones are going for $600-$700.
Yeah.
Ah, well.
Oh my God!
Right.
So anyway, so what? We talked about G.E. Smith's Telecaster.
Awesome.
So are you familiar with the film Amadeus?
I've seen it. It's been a long time. I want to see it again.
It is brilliant. If you haven't seen it in a while, go rewatch it. It's just absolutely great. It's wildly entertaining. About a year ago, I showed it to somebody who had never seen it, and they were completely floored by it and laughed and cried and got into the whole thing the whole way through. It's really good. But in the film, when they hired Tom Hulce,
Oh, dude, I love that guy.
to play
In a manly
Amadeus, They were like, the director, whose name I don't have in front of me, I apologize, was like, don't worry, we're going to use like a hand double and everything for the piano parts and everything.
No.
Like, don't worry about it. You don't have to learn to play piano. And he was like, I'm going to learn to play the piano. He's a guitar player.
That's awesome.
So he's already musical.
Right.
So he worked like 5-6 hours a day, practiced every single day for a month or two, for like 2-3 months, and showed up on set being able to play. In fact, I don't know, there's a famous scene in the film where his buddies hold him upside down. He crosses his hands and plays some complicated piece with hands over his head.
No.
That's actually him playing.
Wow.
And this film has been analyzed in music schools, frame by frame. He plays every note that he plays 100% correct. I have new respect for Tom Hall. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, now wait a minute. I'm about ready to blow your mind.
Okay.
Costanza, who plays his not George Costanza,
right.
Constantina,
Yes,
is that her name? She plays his wife.
Yeah.
Was originally played by Meg Tilly.
Really?
And she was in, like, she was fitted for the costumes and the whole thing. And at the very beginning of production, like on a day off or something, they had a group, like a round table. The whole cast cut together and played softball or something.
Okay.
And she broke her freaking ankle. And she couldned be in the movie.
Oh, man.
So that's how that actress,
that's why I don't do
great
sports.
Actress. I'm sorry, I don't have her name in front of me. She ended up getting the part. And finally,
yes,
this was the biggest shocker of all. And maybe you know this.
Okay, let's see.
But the person who was 100% sure they were going to play Amadeus was Mark Hamill. He had been playing it on Broadway for a couple of years, so he thought for sure.
I did not know that.
He thought for sure he had the gig. And so, but the director said, like, everybody knows this guy is Luke Skywalker, and they're going to see, they could be like Amadeus with a lightsaber. They're like, it's not really going to work.
Yeah.
And he felt that he was just too famous and too in that world for him. And so it kind of makes you feel kind of like sad in a way for Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he turned into such a douchebag later in life, because he didn't get to play Amadeus. But
that's why he's pissed off.
Yeah.
that is why.
And real quick, speaking of something like that, not about Amadeus, but did you know that George Lucas originally wanted Al Pacino for Han Solo? Did you know that?
I did. No.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't know that.
He wanted Al Pacino because he was like, if we bring a big star, because The Godfather had come out, he was really famous. They were like, if we bring a big star in, it's like that will be like power for the movie. Like, people will go see it because it'll be like an Al Pacino film.
Right.
And he did not understand the script. He was like, I would have done it.
What?
And he says, and he's interviewed. There's an interview with him, and he says, I always say this. Don't tell Harrison Ford, but I made his career because I turned down Star Wars.
Didn't get it.
I just didn't understand what the movie. And Harrison Ford said, that's okay. I didn't understand it either, but I was a carpenter and I wanted to be an actor. So I said, I just said the lines. I gave it my best. I had no idea what the movie was about. And, that is true. Like, I've heard Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill interviewed as well, saying, like, we had no idea what this was going to be. Like, we were like, is this some goofy, campy piece of crap we're in? Like, I have no idea. And they said, but Alec Guinness showed up. So they're like, well.
Oh, it's got some legitimacy.
It's got maybe, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But they were both like, they said they really wasn't until they went to see it. They were like, that's what we're in.
and let's be honest, who was George Lucas's wife at the time?
Marsha.
She did the editing, and
there's a documentary about that. About how
she made Star Wars.
Yeah. She figured out how to cut the special effects scenes in ways that didn't. Because some of the effects, if you start to linger on them, you start to realize they're not as good as you think. Yeah. But it's the editing that makes them work. Yeah, you get little glimpses.
Exactly. Oh man, crazy stuff.
Yeah, but I just thought that was really interesting. So
yes,
in the second half, I'm going to actually play this. It's called "Ring That Neck."
Ooh.
It's from a live in France performance of Deep Purple. And Richie Blackmore is playing on this. It's from 1970. So this is Hendrix is right. Hendrix is still alive, right?
What year?
1970.
It's cutting it close.
Hold on,
I think.
hold on.
I think he passed in 70.
What year did Jimi Hendrix pass away?
If only there was some way we could access information.
In any case,
Yeah.
this is recorded like in November, so it's a little bit after. But Hendrix was still like on top of mind.
Sure.
At this point, Clapton, Jimmy Page were around. All these guys were around. Jeff Beck was around. And when you hear this, we're going to play it in a second. I'm going to play some of this in the second half. When you hear Blackmore's playing on this, you're going to be like, "Holy crap!" Like nobody was playing like this. It is really the beginning of that shred type picking. You know, like you can draw a line from Richie Blackmore to Uli Roth, who was a couple years later in Scorpions, then eventually to Yngwie. You know, there's a kind of line that you can draw between them. But we're gonna jam this out in the next segment a little bit because I think that you guys are gonna really flip over this playing. It's very, very cool, and it is the Mach 2 Deep Purple with the classic lineup with
Mach 2,
right, with Roger Glover on bass. Help me out here. John Lord on the organ.
John Lord.
Ian Pace on drums, and of course Richie Blackmore, and Ian Gillan on vocals. So it is that Deep Purple, and he's playing a 335 and not a Strat.
Oh, sexy!
It's monstrous, dude.
Ah, cool.
We'll play a little bit later.
Okay, yeah.
And this is a great channel on YouTube that I think you guys would really enjoy. I've been digging into. It is called Why This Song.
Okay.
It's a cool channel. You should check it out. But the episode I want to bring to everybody's attention is how Thomas Dolby got blinded by science.
Science!
So there's so many things that are hilarious about this. First of all, his name, I believe, is Tom Robinson. And he said that they got up at a jam night or something, or he went to something where there's other artists performing, and there was another Tom Robinson.
Oh.
And so they met backstage, and he said, "Look," he says, "whoever breaks out first has to the other guy has to change his name."
Right.
And he says because he was very nerd. He's very into electronics. He can a lot of stuff with the synthesizers and stuff. He built himself. He's good with soldering iron.
Okay.
He's like kind of like electronic engineer kind of guy.
Yes.
And so because he was doing all this stuff, and he'd walk around the campus on college with giant headphones on, people always called him Dolby. So the other Tom Robinson had a hit in England first.
Yeah.
So he went to the name Thomas Dolby.
Interesting. I did not know that.
That's how he got his name.
Oh, cool.
So how the song She Blinded Me with Science happened is first of all, that's a real science professor in the video.
Is it really?
Doing
I know
voices.
exactly who you mean. Yeah.
You know, science, find it. You know, and the assistant's name was supposed to be Quasimodo.
Okay.
But his friend said,
Some friend had
said, no, you need something like a sexy. She should be like a sexy Japanese woman. Sakamoto is what is what the name ended up being. But anyways, so what he did was he went to the record label and had storyboarded the video before he had a song. He didn't have a song.
Wow.
And he shows them, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is great!" Like, he says, "Well, let's hear the song." He goes, "I'll bring it on Monday." So he went home and wrote the song.
Shit, I gotta get. Oh man!
But what you see, and that was the video started first. It's a great story. He's an amazing musician. He's actually on a couple Def Leppard albums, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right, sir.
Yeah, I think he's on. I think he's on Hysteria. I think he's playing the keyboard work, doing the keyboard work on that. But yeah, he's side.
Still performing.
Still performing. Yeah. He's still out there and doing stuff, and very, very cool. So if you get a chance to check out Why This Song on YouTube, check out their little retrospective on Thomas Dolby.
Interesting.
So why does your music suck? This is why your music sucks, guys. So this is a great. This is from Wasteful Media, and this is sort of the main thing I kind of wanted to leave you guys with before we get into the second segment today. Your music is, and this isn't your fault. We've all been sort of like being brainwashed by what's been going on. I will give you an example.
Okay.
I'm watching YouTube videos now that are 10 minutes, and I'm going like, how long is this video? And I'm pausing and I'm looking. I'm only 4 minutes in. And it's because I'm watching stupid fucking reels on Facebook.
That last.
And they're 90 seconds long. That's long.
Yeah.
And so 10-minute YouTube videos are feeling too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's terrible. like if you notice yourself doing that, you need to try to work on that. I know that I am really trying to like get away from it's so easy to do it. But anyways, so one of the issues is length, style, tempo, and timbre. These are being dictated by the algorithm. And musicians are under pressure to create music that's certain tempo, certain length, and it uses certain sounds.
Yeah.
Okay? And yes, it becomes very accessible to people immediately, right? You know what I mean? It's like, However,
yes,
it also feels very disposable. And this is why so much music today does not have the gravitas that the music we grew up listen to. And one of the things she also talks on is the saturation. Like there's too much out there. And there used to be a barrier to entry to put out a record. You would have to like be a really good artist or a really good singer or a really good band, and you'd have to get an A&R guy from a record label like you. They would finance the album, you know what I mean? So it was like not every Tom, Dick, and Harry could just go make an album. So you have a lot of these Tom, Dick, and Harry types out there, you know,
which is better than Tom's Harry Dick.
And what ends up happening is the algorithm picks up on this, and it's only looking at these certain metrics. So you end up with a very homogenized sounding, like playlists. I find this happening all the time. I find this like, as much as I like YouTube and YouTube music, it very quickly will start to all sound the same. I'm like, you know, I wanted to hear one song by Carly Simon. I didn't want to hear like 20 songs from the 70s that all sound the same. You know what I mean? Like it really tries to so also music has become oversimplified for mass consumption.
Yes.
So what happens, and Rick Beato has talked about this, and like younger people have given him shit about it, but I disagree. One of the things that has happened is people used to like this bit we're going to play from Deep Purple here in a few minutes for you guys. Excuse me. Is a really good example where this song is 11 minutes long, and these people are all sitting in rapt attention as this band all stretches out, and it really plays like kind of complex stuff, and nobody's like looking at their watch or yawning.
Is this over yet?
You know what I mean? Like, and people erupt into uproarious applause at the end and everything like that. And people used to be able to like. They were sophisticated enough to be able to go on the kind of musical journey with an artist. They didn't need it to be like boom, ba 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 ba, catchy and the whole way through. You know what I mean? Like they were willing to kind of explore with you. And yes, that might be a little bit more of an extreme example, but you know, when we grew up, we've talked about this so many times. Like even on the rock stations, you would hear Van Halen, and then you would hear the Police, and then you'd hear Bruce Springsteen, and then you'd hear Judas Priest.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you'd hear Steppenwolf.
Yep.
And then you'd hear the new Journey song or whatever. You're like, there was like, it was all rock, but all those bands that we named, none of them sound the same. None. Don't sound like anything. They don't sound like each other at all. And it was a way, it opened your ears up to more sounds. Also, if you really were a die-hard Van Halen fan, it kind of was like, oh, they do play Van Halen, so you were like excited to hear the next Van Halen song. It wasn't like, oh, I can just press a button and hear the whole Van Halen catalog now, like yawn, you know. The convenience, the algorithm. Also, the algorithm creates a sort of musical echo chamber. With, like, as I was saying here, with like things just kind of sounding the same. AI makes the whole situation worse. So you throw that in. The other thing you have are industry plants. So these are people that like may or may not be all that talented, but they are given a lot of money by the industry because there's somebody they know they can groom.
Yes.
You know, they can mold into what exactly it is that they want. So these aren't kids that are like, you know, schlepping it out in clubs and really trying to get really good and hone their craft. No. Nope. They're good looking. They're young. They have a little bit. We'll give them singing lessons. Sure. We'll get producers to make their music, and boom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this was a big thing. I remember this started in the 90s, maybe even in the late 80s, but this definitely continues today, is the loudness war. So there's so much compression and stuff applied, compression, limiting, things like that applied to the music, that it crushes the dynamic range. You get a lot of very same sounding things. Also, you know, the real louds and quiets. You don't get those. Everything is a kind of, we don't want to get it too crazy because somebody might click off of it and listen to something else. So, and they've discovered that, like, this creates a kind of noise fatigue with people because everything is exactly the same. Right. So you start to tune it out.
Yep.
And instead of music helping with cognitive function, it ends up hurting cognitive function. Okay? The industry we have right now prioritizes standardization over individuality. That is exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing as a musician. You're supposed to be expressing your own individuality through your music. It is not supposed to be a calculated, like, you know, it has to be like this, you know what I mean? Like, it was always great. Like, Van Halen would write a song like Dance the Night Away, and it just happened to be radio friendly. But they weren't going like, oh, we need, 10 songs.
More of that
like,
so it would get played.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They made their music. They just made the music that they made. There are some, like Bandcamp and Patreon can help because these are places where people can go. Bandcamp's a really interesting site, and if you haven't frequented it, you should go. And so if you can get a free membership to it, and there's all kind of wacky music on there. And, orchestral stuff, bands really experimenting with different things. These bands are not going to end up on probably even on like YouTube and things like that unless they have like, really like exciting videos or something like that, And AI, of course, makes the whole situation worse because now you've got art. They don't even have to have an artist. They can just make it all up in the computer. Yep. Yeah, this is why people say, "Man, music doesn't hit like I used to." So, like a lot of times, we'll play, do new and notable,
Whoa!
And people will say, "Yeah, I know, but like it's not the same." La 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 la. And some of it is because of these things that I just mentioned.
Exactly.
The other thing is, again, it goes back to the gravitas of being on the radio. If you got on the radio, it was like, whoa. So when you heard something on the radio, like your attention, like, oh, well, it must be special.
It's because it's on the radio.
It's on the radio.
Yeah.
So, I remember one time somebody asking me, and this has changed since then, but this was about 10, 15 years ago. Somebody said, is he famous or is he YouTube famous?
Yeah. The distinction.
It was a distinction. And now everybody's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram famous. And we don't have and a lot of these artists were kind of like leaders in the industry. Eddie Van Halen was a leader in the industry. Prince was a leader in the industry. Michael Jackson was a leader in the industry. Paul McCartney was a leader in the industry. Jimi Hendrix was a leader in the industry. Like, these people rose to statuses that we all went, we got that guy, man. We could really learn a lot from him or her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It wasn't just the guys. Excuse me, ladies. We can throw Carly Simon, Carole King, Madonna,
Joan Jett,
people like that. People like that. Chrissy Hines, Sheryl Crow, people like that into the thing. Of course, Tracy Chapman, different people like that.
Yeah.
Of course. So, but that's all gone. Yeah. I mean, that's all gone. What you have to do, and I think part of it is musicians have to I think musicians have to sort of like fight for their originality and not get too blinded by what does the algorithm want. There's so many videos out there that are trying to help musicians like, well, you have to work with the algorithm. What does the algorithm want? What does the algorithm want? What does the algorithm want? I mean, I think the algorithm at times sucks because, like I said, like one of the things that happens to me is I will pull up an artist or a band on YouTube and want it to play a playlist based on them. And after a while, before you know it, because I play 70s music at my office, I was doing it through YouTube for like 2 years. Eventually, I'm hearing Ambrosia, Hall & Oates, Billy Joel, Elton John, Carly Simon. I'm like, those are great artists. But it's like always taking me back to that because it's going with the algorithm instead of, there's not enough. The algorithm isn't savvy enough to understand that, like, no, I only wanted to hear one Dr. Demento song.
Right,
you know
I didn't
mean?
want the entire catalog.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Anyway, so that's something I wanted. And before we jump out today, have you been a chance to watch anything? Watch any movies lately?
You know what I did? Okay, so there was a...
We're talking about movies for a minute before we get the fuck out of here.
This is actually TV, but okay. There was a TV show on called Superstore. It was on...
What was it called?
Superstore.
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 Not Superstorm.
Store. Store.
Okay.
Why do you make me... You know I hate spelling. But anyway... and I worked retail for a short time, and it's basically it's a comedy, and it's set in a Target type, situation.
Okay.
And for some reason, it maybe on TikTok or whatever, it's come up, and I'm like, I really like that, so I bought the box set because I don't have any streaming platforms, and I've been watching it and I think I've seen the series twice.
Okay.
First when it first came out, and then watched it on Hulu or whatever. But apparently it's been a while because I've been watching it, and I'm literally in my apartment laughing out loud. The writing is so good, the characters are so good.
Wow.
And Superstore. So I'm glad I got that. Superstore. Matter of fact, my daughter's also a huge Superstore fan. She's also worked retail. So for her birthday, those little what are they called? Funko rock.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, those little guys. I actually got her 3 of the characters from Superstore.
So there's like Funko Pop guys for Superstore. Wow.
Yeah, very much so. And so I watched that. Really been enjoying it. And
when did it come out?
Like 2015.
Okay.
And it ran for 7 seasons.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. There you go.
That's pretty good. So I saw a couple of movies. I watched The Home last night, and I watched Monster Inside last week and forgot to talk about it. But real quick, The Home stars this guy. He was this guy, and he was in that thing with those people.
Oh, dude, that's
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson,
and John Glover is in this. John Glover most famously was in Gremlins 2, and he's in Scrooged. He's Bill Murray's kind of like nemesis, the younger guy they're trying to get to come in and take over Bill Murray's job in Scrooged.
Interesting.
So this came out this year. It's called The Home. This young man is he's kind of troubled. Grew up like kind of in the system, and he has foster parents, and his brother dies, and he kind of goes down the wrong road, and he ends up in a situation where, like, we don't want to send you to jail. Why don't you do go work at this old folks home? It's kind of like you could do like a community service.
Okay, very good.
Well, this old folks home is it's a hellhole. It's a horror house of horrors.
Yeah.
And he gets like caught up in it because he's trying to help these people and everything like that. So maybe I'm telling you too much. It is not that great. It's
okay, interesting.
It's an hour and a little over an hour and a half long, and like I was literally hitting the button on the TV, going like, how much more is this? How much more is it?
Yeah,
It's like one of those things. It wasn't even that long, and it just felt like I don't know how you make something that short feel slow. The third act, it really picks up. There's some really crazy gore in the third act. Okay. And I gotta say, the ending is fucking epic. There does have an epic ending. I will give it that. I'm like, there's a crazy thing that's the sort of big piece at the end that happens where where shit's getting straightened the fuck out finally. It is like satisfying. It's kind of sad. Okay. It would have been more satisfying if you were more caught up in the thing, but there's too many things that kind of don't make any sense, and stuff about it. But it's not great. I would say B minus C plus.
Okay.
If I was going to give it a grade, you know what I mean? If you're like I love horror and you're really horror films, like, give it a shot. You can rent it on Prime Video for $10.
All right.
And then I'm going to talk about one more movie called Monster Inside, America's Most Extreme Haunted House.
Oh, my.
So this is the story of Russ McKamey. He is a Navy veteran, and he has said, well, haunted houses, these things that go to... I believe one of your offspring, right, was big into that.
Both of them, yeah.
And you go to these things usually around Halloween time, and you walk through this crazy house and people jump out, it's scary, dressed as Freddy Krueger or Dracula or whatever, And so as time has gone on, these things are becoming more and more and more and more and more and more and more extreme.
Yes.
With leading up to things like this. So what this gentleman provides is an experience that you really can't get anyplace else. They literally beat the crap out of you. You have to sign off.
That's a real thing,
And like, people have had bones broken, teeth extracted, stuff stuck in their eyes, all kind of stuff like that. All the hair cut off, and things like that. And the sort of question that the movie asks is, is this guy going too far? Should charges be pressed? Some of the people interviewed, were kind of into it at first, and then now they have a different point of view, and like have kind of like buyer's remorse.
Oh, it is a documentary.
It is a documentary.
That's why I said I know that this exists. Okay,
yeah, no, it's
interesting.
a documentary. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear about that. And it's listed under crime, but this guy's never been arrested for anything, and people sign off on this, and
that's just it. They
100%
consent to it. Yeah.
So me and me and Sharon, we were watching it, and we're both of that Gen X age, where we're like, I don't really get it. Like, you asking for this to be done to you,
right? Hello.
Like, I don't know. Like, some people were pissed because like he used this as an opportunity to get girls. Well, of course, he's a red-blooded American boy, and if chicks, the chicks that he didn't force nobody to do nothing. Like, they thought it was hot.
Yeah.
And and then
this
again, like,
cool.
like, you don't, ladies, it isn't SA. If you agree and you're into it, and then later on realize, oh, he wasn't a good guy, I didn't like him.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, no, it doesn't work that
doesn't
way.
play that way.
That's not how any of this works. Okay. But I had my sort of thing was they were really trying to push this thing that like, oh, this guy's bad and everything, and I kept coming back to, like, I think if you went to a judge, because he videos everything. Yeah. No, nothing. There's nothing going on. Like, he's not like essaying people or anything on camera or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, and he does not take any money. He asks that you'd make a donation of a couple of big bags of dog food to a local animal shelter.
I was going to ask, does he charge? He
doesn't charge any money. Wow. His money, I believe, is made on the back end with the videos and stuff.
Right. Okay.
And he videos you. And so I think that if anybody goes to a judge, I think they're going to have a hard time. The documentary does bring in some different expert, like psychology type people to talk about. One person is like, it's too far, it's too much. There's other ways to explore this without putting yourself in a situation. Another guy is like, no, people like these extreme things, and they interview him in a dominatrix dungeon. It's kind of funny, but you can draw a line to those two things for sure. I mean, it's very similar, and so I don't, unless somebody was to die.
Right.
I don't know if he could really, at this point, have any kind of legal action brought against him. These people literally... They
sign consent forms. And they're very specific consent forms.
And these people who sign up for this usually have had traumatic experiences in their life. So they're like desensitized. Like, one of the guys that is interviewed in this is an Afghanistan vet. Maybe Afghanistan and Iraq vet. Yeah. And so he was like, when he came back, and I've heard about this before. I heard these people on Howard Stern many years ago talking about how they come back and they have nothing like gets them excited.
Yeah.
And they're like paying people to like that movie, The Game with Michael.
Yes, remember that?
Yeah, they make people to kidnap them and and rough them up and stuff to keep them tied up and do stuff to them, because they need that. That's the only way they can find a thrill. I don't know. It's an interesting documentary. At the end of it, something stunk to me about all the people saying that they were like so upset by this. I think this documentary is a promotional piece for McCamey's thing.
Is.
I think if people because there's a lot of people are going to watch it and go like, oh fuck, I gotta try this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's not going to appeal to everybody. It's not going to appeal to normies. I'm never going to do it.
No,
you're never going to do it.
Not do that.
But there are that crowd is going to see this and they're going to go like, sign me up. He says he's got like a 20,000 person waiting list.
Yeah,
maybe 2,000.
There's some weird.
I mean,
people.
20,000 seems high.
Yeah,
this guy
2,000.
But I could
basically be abused.
Yeah,
and basically tortured. Yeah.
So
interesting.
So you could go live in the Middle East where you actually get abused and tortured.
Yeah, for free. You don't have to give any dog food.
You don't have to go. Yeah, you don't have to give any dog food out. But what I'm saying, my sort of point on it was just that what does it say about our culture, our society, where things are so good,
right? We have to get tortured.
We have to pay money. We have to go out and seek that out. That's how bad. Because people throwing their hands up in the air right now about how terrible things are. I'm like,
Jens just moved to the Middle East for a little while.
Yeah, go to Middle East or some
Africa or something like that.
Did you see the girl? Did you see the lady that relocated to Africa because she was sick of the racism in the United States? Did you see her? Yes. Oh my God.
How'd that work out for you?
Jesus Christ,
Lord.
Oh my God. Okay, guys. So that's it. Yeah. Hang around for a few minutes. We're going to play some cool music and hang out on Rock Rage Radio on the radio part of it.
On the radio part.
Guys, thanks for popping in with the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Look, we have a comment. Some guy said, you guys rock. That's wonderful.
You guys rocking that. Don't forget to check us out Monday evenings at 9 p.m. on Rock Rage Live on Facebook. rockrageradio.com and musicfromthe412.com, and come hang out with us in our private Facebook group at innercircle.loulombardi.com. Mr. Pittsburgh, anything you want to mention before we boogie oogie oogie?
I'm on the TikTok there. Just look up Pittsburgh Kevin. You'll find my shenanigans.
Sounds groovy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you're listening on Rock Rage, stick around because we're going to come right back. And play some cool music for you, and the rest of you, hell with you. Check us out on Spotify and all the places as well. Those of you on Rock Rage, stick around. We got some cool music coming up. Talk to you soon.
See ya.